Alrighty. Alright. Let the test commence. Oh boy. The shit I had to do to get this ready in time to do a short test stream before the freaking update comes out. Ah, man. I don't know if this is going to work or not, like resetting OBS and all that. I'm sure there's a lot more complicated issues, but we're here temporarily. This is going to be we're tweaking settings. We're seeing if what I did with OBS okay. Switching to scene. Here we go. Essentially, there I am. That was weird. Wait a minute. Whoop. Ah, yes, because I did exit. Okay, never mind. I know why that happened. All right. All right. So far so good. Before I forget, 1 second. Studio mode, because we are going to be testing the game. Well, we're testing running the game to make sure it goes through. That's not it. Main layout. Because we only have a few things set up. But it's something that needed to be done. I forgot to project the thing because I thought it was causing a 3D spike, but it wasn't. It was the fact that I have it set to bicubic instead of what it was before. Okay. That was weird. Why did the... Okay, anyway. I thought it was because we were projecting the screen, but that is not the reason. The reason is because the one setting we have changed is bicubic. Because we have the canvas set to 1440p, and we have the output be 1080p, 30 frames. I know, it sounds insane to do it that way. There's a reason I explained last time, but again, you know, you get that better codec, you trick YouTube, you set the canvas to 1440, and then you output at like 1080, and then you just make it 30 frames, and you set the thing, and we were testing out something, and apparently that causes a spike in the 3D processing over on the GPU, but not a bad thing. Still under 50%. Went up a little as we switch scenes, so next time we go live, I will probably be lowering that to see if that's a better option. Probably the second highest. I don't know what other there were, because it's grayed out right now. I can't change it to see if that is the case. I'm only going to be able to tell if next stream we do. I wanted to try something different for the downscaling to make it a little sharper, less blurry, just to see. But again, I don't know if that would be what you guys are seeing. That may be what I'm seeing. Oh shit! Sorry, I just saw something pop up for me. And 90% of what we're doing today is we're seeing, because what I learned yesterday, I do feel a little embarrassed because there's a lot that went down and I should have pushed through, but again, just like I posted in Discord, once that takes hold, I can't stop thinking about it, and as you guys saw, I couldn't let it go. I know it was working fine for everybody else. It worked fantastic, looked fantastic for you guys apparently. Like no slowdown, it was going at its maximum 30 frames for you guys. But for some reason, the stream preview, this has never happened to me before. I used stream preview for years. Even with multi-stream, I used it for years. Even when we used ATEM multi-stream for a short time, never have I ever seen the stream previews dip or go less than 30 frames. And I'm starting to wonder if it has always been like that. I just never noticed, and now that I noticed, it is. Yeah, I'm wondering if all the past issues can just be brought back to the stream manager is fucking up and not the stream itself. I know it's not for everything, because when OBS does drop frames, it does, but it wasn't dropping frames yesterday and all that stuff. But again, I would like to apologize. Like, I posted a long thing in my Discord, but I'll reiterate here, just TLDR. Like I said, like, that shit gets to me, especially the last 2 weeks, and this stuff has been happening. I am happy to know that it is literally just the stream manager, and my browsers, I should say, are just fucking up. And it's just the browser, even though we've never had that issue before. the fact to know that it's just the browser, it makes me happy that it's not like OBS itself. Like the product you guys are viewing is at its full intended frame rate at a good picture quality, I'm assuming, hopefully, because even if it's at a good frame rate, if the bit rate is unbalanced, it can cause some artifacting, and you know how it is. Maybe not some slowdown, but it will definitely blur the screen. But yeah. So yeah, definitely gonna lower that bicubic, because yeah, like I said, we are at 1440p. We're doing that so we get the better codec over on YouTube. Just make it look nicer. Don't know how well that is going. Honestly, truly. It's going to be interesting. We also may just, if this works, we may just give up on that, just go back to our 1080p so we don't have to worry about that for the base canvas, and we don't have to worry about a 3D spike. And we just go at like a higher bitrate, or I just use the AV1 encoder, which is also on here for YouTube, which will work well because it works really good with lower, lower bit rates. But it's also like a really good encoder. But yeah, I don't know why YouTube does the codec stuff where it separates it. It's weird. But then again, yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna be doing some tests. It's gonna be very short. Like we're talking, we'll probably hit an hour. An hour is like the most. Essentially, we'll be going into God of War 3, into the Hercules boss fight mostly, because a lot of shit happens in there. We may even go back to where we saved last as well, because the rain and all that stuff happening there was also a really good indicator, and that's where we saw the drop off before. So at first we'll go to the Hercules fight, then we'll do that, go back out to the rain, in the rainy area, and just move around at a high speed, see if it fucks up. I know Twitch doesn't fuck up as much, the preview for that, but YouTube definitely did a lot. So yeah, I can't explain it. We've never had this issue before, and just the idea of having to limit myself, or having to limit the hardware, or limit the stream to be too afraid to like push the settings to their fullest to get better quality, especially when your system, when your internet can handle it, your graphics card sure as hell can handle it, and your what else? Internet, graphics card, and CPU can handle it. Have a lot of headroom, but we can't utilize the headroom because there's some sort of limiting factor in our either operating system or the browser or something, which I'm really hoping it's just the browsers. It's kind of infuriating. You know what I mean? It's really infuriating. Now, it also could be that we're on a micro ATX board that may be being overburdened by a high-powered CPU and GPU. That is also a possibility. And if that's the case, I do kind of accept the fact that I'll very much accept a more compact streaming and editing rig over in exchange for the browser preview fucking up. As long as everything else works for you guys, that's fine by me. I don't think that's it. That feels like it'd be way too much of an oversimplification of what is happening. And because we isolated it to the browsers itself, the preview itself. Actually, no, the browser itself, because we did test it by opening up like Twitch proper and YouTube proper, just going to the streams without being in the stream manager, and it still did it. We may try if it's still, and the one thing I do regret not trying is going on my phone onto the browser, onto the apps, and testing it there and seeing there, because that's not on my computer. And it would be independent if that's the way we have to do it, where I just go through my my tablet and my phone, or then so be it. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I don't want to. Because that also means Actually, another thing I did notice yesterday is it was only my, but it's also the same. It's a weird thing because we were also lurking in some people's chats, like Amal Mallard. I don't think Jedi streamed yesterday. I think it was just Amal Mallard and a few others. I can't remember who else we had. I think it was just Amal Mallard at the time, and it wasn't slowing down on his end. So it's definitely, it could be a feedback loop. Like hey, the stream is being seen on there, but it's also over there. Maybe it's getting confused. I don't know. But we are gonna pay close attention because I am lurking in Jedi stream right now. So when we do get into the game, because it's usually here on this screen, it usually runs fine. And again, I'm really hoping OBS, OBS was cluttered. Even if this doesn't work and we have to find an alternate way to do this, or an alternate way to see like what you guys are seeing, because honestly, if I can't see what you guys are seeing, I can't really. I feel like I can't trust. Like, because I've had it in the past where OBS faltered, looked perfectly fine over on OBS, but stream was fucking up. I've had that happen. It's so long ago, I don't remember the situation, but I've had that happen, and that's kind of what worries me. But I mean, it's also nice to know that, but I don't know. It's never going to be a 1-for-1 to where if OBS isn't fucking up, then it does not mean that YouTube and Twitch's stream side is not fucking up. Because there's always going to be those exceptions. But then again, now I say like trusting my eyes, and how can I trust? Like I can trust you guys, of course, but not being able to see the status, the bitrate. If it's like if we increase the bitrate. For Twitch, will it like do its like slowdown thing? I don't know. Not being able to see those stats is kind of infuriating. Now there's a way to maybe do the pop out stuff. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, right now have Jedi stream open. It's not slowing down or freezing or pausing just because I'm in my preview. So my guess it's only when I bring up my own streams and stuff. Like, I'd have to imagine that'd be the case, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. And I got a lot of mixed thing when I did like Google search, lots of Google searches, lots of like research into it, and there's not a really clear answer. One thing was suggesting to go in and disabling MPO, I think it was, some multi-display, multi-performance something. But you have to go into the system for that, and that's like, no thank you. I am more likely to fuck something up. For all I know, everything's working fine. I just never noticed the issue before now. Which I don't think is the case, because we have the Twitch preview up all the time, and I've never seen that fuck up before when OBS wasn't also fucking up. So, but yeah. It's weird. And yes, I know. I'm hoping I can get all this out today. So because Saturday, because here's the thing, I'm going to be streaming in the morning anyway for this weekend. Because Palworld, I am not missing out on time, so I'm only going to stream at a time when I'm not hanging out with friends or they're not on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because I want Sunday to be free and clear for the most part. The only time it wouldn't be free and clear is if my friend, because my friend, I haven't been able to play games on my friend's stream. Casey Cheshire, check him out, he's awesome. For a bit, because he has his new work schedule and stuff. So we're not able to play as much on the day that we're normally in. Then because of my schedule, it doesn't mesh for the most part. So I like keeping the morning open, but for the most part, my Sundays have been free for the last few Sundays. But instead of putting a stream on that day, I'm thinking of maybe, if it's going to be in the morning anyway, we're probably going to do a stream Saturday morning to make up for the loss of stream. It's not going to be made up in terms of time, but I'm going to try to wake up stupidly early on Saturday, and we're going to go live. I'm hoping by like 11 at the latest and 10 at the earliest. 10 o'clock would be great. That would give us plenty of time. To work with, to at least make up some, because in my frustration yesterday, I did X out, because again, I I know I can be insufferable. I feel I'm insufferable. I'm insufferable to myself when I start going in and can't stop obsessing over like the tech issues and issues with stream. Even if it is something that may have always been there or not, which I don't think it's always been there because I never have ever seen the Twitch preview screen fuck up without OBS fucking up. So yeah, I am most likely going to unlist that, or at the very least, I'm going to take it out of the playlist. That the playlist is getting ridiculous as is for God of War 3 right now. If you guys look into it, there are so many multiple parts, things that have been taken out. There was an upload because of I wasn't able to edit something, even though now there's probably there was probably no reason for an upload because apparently it was fine on your guys' end. Which I'm glad it was fine on your guys' end. It's just from what I was seeing, it was just at that point when I found out that it was fine on your guys' end, I was already in a spiral to the point where I was like, if I ignore this, I know how my body works. It will send me. If I ignore it, it's going to keep an internal tick, and if I ignore that, nausea, and then it's not. And then at that point, just trying to fight off the compulsion to obsess, just makes it not worth streaming because I'm not having fun at that point, you know? So yeah, it's I am glad that I decided to redo OBS like from the ground up, rebuilding it from the ground up. But right now, because we had way too many browser sources, Jesus Christ, for images. I don't know if back in the day they didn't have the ability to put images directly in there or not. They probably did, and I just didn't know about it. But my OBS settings have been the same as they have been, or at least the scenes have been the same as they have been since I started. I never really looked into doing it differently. But now I'm just rebuilding from the ground up using the adding image instead of adding browser source, and only putting browser sources for the things that need it, like the countdown clock and the time above my head. We also did not implement okay, we've never had the socials on there, I don't think. I think we took that off a while ago because it just did not work the way I wanted it to. But we don't have the event counter anymore at the moment. I still have to re-put that in there, but for now it's not in there. That's the one thing I didn't put back on here. Also, you may see that the poll and the VCR is a little different. It no longer says the crazed artist, because I had to I spent hours last night trying to find the sources, the images. Now, most of them I could find easily, but the pole and the base stand for the VCR, where it is, I had to remake that. I'm actually planning on making that purple or darker because it's kind of clashing and kind of blending in with the table a little bit. So I may make that in a darker color, maybe purple or not teal. Definitely not teal because then that'll definitely blend in. And the VCR is not as shadowed as it was. I gotta fix that. Also, yeah, I didn't put the static image that had the face in it because I just picked the first static image as possible because I was like, static video loop as possible. I was like, nope, I do not have time to look for this. Because I spent hours trying to find that TV stand thing, and I couldn't. Otherwise, I would have been on much sooner for the test stream. In fact, it could have been a proper stream, but let's face it, I need to vent out whatever I wasn't able to vent yesterday in a more coherent fashion. But ultimately, everything seems to be looking like it's fine. Going over here. YouTube side looks fine, but we are still in the main page. We do have stats for nerds open, but I probably will just turn it off because I keep seeing dropped frames. I don't know. I'm sure that's normal. I've never have stats for nerds open. I only had it open because it's the only way to tell if the codec changed from AC1 to VP09, which from what I'm told is a better codec. So I'm like, you know what, might as well try. But everything seems fine. Stream avatars is like the one telling point where I can tell if it is or not because of its movements. But yeah. But once we get into that fast motion, yeah, it's either gonna work or it's not. And if it doesn't work, we're probably gonna do this a different way. It does mean that I won't have access to the stream preview, but I will have access to my activity feed. Thanks to Streamer.bot, so that won't be bad. Let's see. Event feed. I mean, this page isn't working. Delete cookies. Refresh. What the hell? Why is it stuck in the top there? 1 second. Event feed. Why did the event feed fail? We'll have to look into that. Bot redirected you too many times. Tried deleting the cookies. Weird. Okay. Well, we'll have to find a different way to see the event feed. I may just pop it out of Twitch. Or, ooh! Okay, I know what to do. I know what I can do. I know exactly what I can do. Because I did that with the ad timer. I can make a custom doc. That's what I can do. You know what? Let's do this in real time. I'm doing this in real time. I am kind of curious. I am kind of curious to see if this will work for this. Copy. Doc. I wonder if I can do this custom doc. Alright. Feed. If it doesn't work and we just have to forego YouTube and the Twitch previews or the stream preview, we'll just opt for OBS. And if OBS doesn't fuck up, I'm just going to assume it's working for you guys. And again, we are also going to test if I see it fucking up over on the stream preview. I also might use my mobile apps because it's not connected to the computer, therefore shouldn't have any kind of fuck up happening. In fact, that's what I should have done last night. I should have. But yeah, I'm going to actually try this because I'm kind of curious. I'm really curious. Oh, it did work. Oh shit. Okay. Where can I put this in here? Oh, I can't until, yeah, apply. Close. There we go. Okay, we're gonna have to find a different place to put it, but it'll look better when it's a full screen. When it's full screen, it'll look better, hopefully. There we go. Okay. Yeah, custom docs. Learned how to do that. I re-learned how to do that recently. I'm like, hell yeah. Guess that's how I got the ad timer to work in there. So yeah, okay. So we can literally make it obsolete. We just won't have access to, well, we will have access to our other YouTube chat through other means. Thankfully, I think. In fact, I probably would just have the YouTube thing on there. But yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah, speaking of which, YouTube is kind of private at the moment here. I'm going to unprivate it. We won't. Now, the downside is we will not be able to see if what the stream health is, so we may have to check in on that every so often. Let's see. Private. Public. Done. Alright. Save. There we go. Because, yeah, that's also another thing. Like, the stream health statuses, I kind of wish I could pop out as well, but you can't, sadly. I could turn off previews and just have it open as is, and then just have that like that and check it, but you know. Tyler! Welcome to the test stream. Welcome to the new old layout. Yeah, I built OBS I'm building OBS back up from the ground up. I got the bare minimum set up at the moment. I still have to add all my other, like, sources, like my cropped sources, my cropped 16:9 aspect ratio source, or layout, or scene, or source. No, source. Where's the scenes or sources? I don't remember. Scenes, that's the word. Public test stream, exactly. Yeah, let me get you a shout out real quick. We're not going to be on for long because Pow World awaits in about a little over 30 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Even if it isn't the 30 minutes, well, you know, I also want to have extra time to set all my shit up. But yeah. But alrighty, we are going to get the game open so we can do our testing in there, because if it was fucking up with God of War, so we're testing God of War to make sure it works. Yeah, minus that out. We don't need to see that. Game audio, stream. Oh, yeah, we're also using, because also another thing I'm like stopping like the resource heavy stuff is we're not using Streamlabs as our capture software Because I found out how to get it to output at, oh god, that's another thing. Oh god, that's gonna be another thing because the capture card is showing me 60 frames, but it's cutting half of that out for the stream. I technically have the my PC's up pretty beefy, so we have the power technically, but I don't know. It may not be able to handle the math with my luck. Hey! Thank you for the bits, Tyler. Holy shit. Thank you so much, dude. You are awesome. Thank you. Holy shit. But hell yeah. Well, let's see. Let's get this open over here. All right. Audio's working from what I can tell. Yeah, you guys can see and hear that. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see and hear it. Yes, you can. There you are. All right, we're going to first test this in the Hercules fight because it has a lot of ads and, of course, Hercules himself. And then we're going to go into what we were dealing with yesterday without saving because we're essentially going to pretend like what we played through yesterday didn't happen because I wasn't really paying attention and obsessing over the tech issues that were happening. So, like I said, I may not delete the VOD from yesterday, but I'm sure as hell taking it out of the playlist because it does not deserve to be in the playlist for God of War 3. That thing is a mess as is in there. I have to literally remove shit from that playlist. Yeah, man. God of War 3 in summer has been cursed so far, guys. My God. To the point where I am so tempted not to do the Fire Emblem stream, and we may just go right into Xenoblade, but at the same time, maybe not. We'll see. I'd rather it fuck up for Fire Emblem than it does for Xenoblade. So yeah, definitely gonna have a game, another game for the in between, to be a buffer in between our Xenoblade Chronicles X playthrough because I need to iron out the kinks. But already opening it up. Yeah, this works. Then I'm just gonna put OBS. If we don't use the stream sources, what I'll do is I'll just turn off the previews in there, so I still have the feeds and stuff, so I can see if everything's still healthy. But that's only if this doesn't work. If it does work, we're keeping it like is. Because apparently I did not know about custom docks until recently. So far, so good. We're gonna let this play. Main layout.
Gods, a legend rose to claim his place among them.
We're just gonna let the scene play.
Sat on the throne as the new god of war.
Also, how's my audio? Am I cutting out, or is it fine? Is it the same as always? Because I did have to redo all my filters.
But the hands of death could not defeat him. The sisters of fate,
could not control him.
And on this day, the man, the legend, Kratos, will have his revenge.
Revenge! Alright, so far it's handling it pretty well. The stream preview. We don't know yet though. We're not at the fast pace settings yet. Kratos. Let's see. Yeah, no frame drops. Yeah, I have it at 60 frames for me, but it's 30 frames going out. So OBS, from my research, it did claim that OBS might have some issues with that because it delays it a little bit. Yeah, just let me know how it is on your guys' then if you guys see any drop frames because of that setting. Because I consolidated the Elgato capture into OBS regular because we were rebuilding from the ground up. Because when I looked it up, I was like, because one of the issues could have also been we had Streamlabs open as well. And we were only using that for the capture software, but if that's also like part of the problem or a little bit like, trying to eliminate as many of the issues as possible. Because last time we did this in OBS with it, it did freeze for like 2 seconds every so often. And I don't know why that. I still haven't figured out why that was. It hasn't done it in a while. Where like if it's like fast paced, it'll just freeze for like 2 seconds. Now that showed in the previews. That was not or the OBS preview. So that was not a Twitch or YouTube thing. That was OBS. And my guess is because of all the shit we had stuffed into OBS itself. So I'm gonna try to be a little more limiting this time around. Try to have as few scenes as possible. Like maybe instead of having a separate 3DS and NDS scene from our 4:9 aspect ratio scene, when that's for games that don't have like a full widescreen 60:9 aspect ratio. Essentially what we're going to do with that is maybe just have them be in the same like vein or the same scene, and I just unhide things. That way we don't have an extra scene coming up that needs to be processed. I am so scared right now to continue. So yeah, so I'm going to try to consolidate as many of the scenes together as possible. Yeah, let's see. I did take pictures of everything, as many of my settings as I possibly could afford to, before I was like, okay, I'm sure I got everything, and then realized, oh shit, I didn't take a picture of everything. Let's see. I know I got a picture. Aha, here we go. Yeah, there's the NES, which is the 4:9, and the NDS and 3DS, which we can just combine into one, and I can just like unhide the objects essentially whenever we need to use them, because it's the same scene duplicated. There's no need for that. So that's another thing. We're going to reduce that. We're not going to set up our dedicated Pokemon scene. In fact, what we might do for that is we may just have that in one of the layouts, just by itself, and we'll just turn things on and off, or we'll just make that a dedicated scene. That's for like our Pokemon playthroughs. Anytime we do something like that, that is like for a Nuzlocke or something, we usually have that. Oh, I gotta figure out how to do PokeLink again for that, but anyway, that's a future thing. So yeah, and our art layout, we may bring that back, don't know, honestly. Honestly, what I might do for that is I might just combine that with because I do have an option for a cropped 16:9 aspect ratio like thing. That's what we usually watch the directs on and what we react the videos on is that one, because everybody, so the full screen can be viewed. We're just letting this sit here because this is also a good test to see if it's rendering properly, because the rain and all that stuff in the background stuff. So far, so good on both. So yeah, the art one we may just combine with the cropped main layout. That way we eliminate like 2 like full things. And of course we're gonna, like I said, we are gonna get the Pokemon layout back in, but only when we actually do something for Pokemon. I'm not gonna just make it to make it, because the last one we had was for X and Y, and we haven't had one since. That needed a dedicated layout anyway. So yeah, so combining, so yeah, just look at this, I can see so many things that I can just combine. So yeah, I can eliminate like 2 of these scenes already. And the fact that it's not going to have like browser sources up the wazoo for all our images is going to be a significant help. Anyway, let's see. That's enough stalling for this. Oh, yep, also we're recording too. Yep, perfect. Yeah. Like I said, mostly just stalling, just to make sure the scene works. In fact, see over here. Yep, that's working fine. Twitch is still working fine. Alright, loading. We're gonna load into Hercules. Don't have a lot of time. We're gonna load into the Hercules fight. we have no choice but to listen to the cutscene. But hey, at least we'll be able to see what how the cutscene gets handled here. All right, moment of truth for movement. Here, I don't want to listen to that thing like bounce back and forth. Okay, stream preview is kind of slowing down still. But OBS is telling me everything is fine. Alright, let me ask you, Tyler, directly. Are you experiencing any kind of frame drop, or is it relatively smooth for you? From what I'm seeing here. Yeah, it's smooth? Okay. So it is a browser issue. Specifically, anytime I have my stream up, kind of browser issue. Alright. So it wasn't a setting in OBS, so... Like I said, I don't feel bad for like, uninstalling and reinstalling OBS, just because it needed to be cleaned up. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that needed to happen anyway. That was just the excuse that I needed. Because, yeah, everything, it is running pretty damn smoothly for me right now. Alright, now for the moment of truth for testing. Yeah, so stream preview is... Alright, now look at YouTube, which YouTube... If it's bad on Twitch, it's going to be worse on YouTube for my stream preview. So smooth in my end too? Perfect. Perfect, good. Yeah, one of the ways to test it is like rapidly going back and forth like this. Yeah, I can see that. There is some frame slowdown. Yep. Oh yeah, I can see you're on Twitch. It'll be the same on YouTube. It's the same on YouTube. Like for my Twitch preview. I guarantee it. I'm gonna test it out because I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. With it muted, because I am not gonna have my voice come through double. Let's see. Go to my channel. Set out. Have that like that. Let's see. Settings. My phone can handle quite a bit. Audio. Advanced. Just keep it a steady 1080p. It's a browser issue. And it's a specific browser issue. Because mostly it's in the stream preview, but even when I opened up Twitch, and YouTube, and just went to YouTube and Twitch. Yeah? Hello? Okay, I'm hearing things. Sorry, I thought someone called my name behind me. Or my dad called my name or something, and it was just faint. But no one answered when I said, hey, hello. Yes, we tried Firefox. We did. Same issue. Same issue. We did that yesterday. That was my first thought, because that is not as CPU intensive. So whatever it is a preview issue. But yeah, but it's only for what I'm streaming. And if I try to play it through Twitch and OBS, like right now I am looking at the stream on my phone that is not connected to my PC or anything, and there is no issue. It is smooth as butter. For the most, as smooth as it can be for, like, 30 frame video. Yeah, it's weird. Because here's the thing. I don't get how it's weird. Because I have Jedi, I'm lurking in Jedi stream right now. Picture perfect smooth. No issue. If I opened up a browser tab that had... It's weird. I don't get it, because it's only with my stuff. Like, it's hard to explain. I can't explain. I can't put it into words. That's the thing. Oh, Opera is a Chromium styled operating browser, so it's essentially the same thing, except I have more control over CPU and RAM usage with it. So it would literally work the same. Like Firefox is the only thing that's not Chromium. In fact, I am gonna, just so I can confirm this, I am gonna open up YouTube on my browser. That is weird, isn't it? It's not doing it on the... Okay. I guess we'll find out, but anyway. It does make more sense that it is a stream preview issue instead of a browser. I don't know. It's like a drop of the hat. The important thing is it's fine for you guys. But yeah, because Opera GX is a Chromium style, which when I say Chromium, it's built on top of Google Chrome, essentially. It's its own custom Google Chrome based browser, so it'll work exactly the same as on Google Chrome, except with a few extra tweaks, like being able to manipulate how much CPU or RAM it can use. It looks like ads are about to start playing as well, so we're gonna run that real quick. I'm gonna still continue testing it. And that is weird. It is there is slowdown, but on my phone, it's fine. It's as smooth as what I'm looking at right now, minus the 60 frames. Which I'm very happy to see. OBS is not having an issue cutting that in half, so that's nice to see. So yeah, it's most likely just a stream preview issue. For the most part. Anyway, that's enough rolling around. Time to get the cutscene active. We're going to see how this operates in a cutscene. And then we'll go do some of the stuff from yesterday. And go into like the rainy areas like this.
Bravo.
I really wish I could skip the cut. I can. No, I can't. I can't skip the cutscene. Can I? No, I can't. Damn it! I can't.
Applause for another bastard child.
How many times have we seen this scene so far? I wonder.
Just in time for the final act.
Oh yeah. I'll wait. I'll wait for the ad to stop. Not that you guys want to see this for the umpteenth time. But yeah, we tried Firefox, and then every other browser, so every other browser type is essentially Chromium. The only thing we haven't tried is Edge, but I doubt that would fare any better. If Firefox didn't fare well, then I doubt Edge will. But yeah, but I think it is kind of isolated. I think what happened yesterday with like the slowdown on like the stream itself, when I open up YouTube itself and Twitch itself and not go into the previews, was maybe isolated. Maybe it's because I had like four different. I essentially at that point I had like four different previews on, all going to the same thing. So there was most likely a feedback loop. So it's a browser issue insofar as it has to do with my stream, because I have, like I said, I have Jedi stream up right now, and it's not dipping for me just because I am streaming, which makes sense for this. But yeah, 40 seconds. We'll just wait. So we're going to try this. So it's just maybe an over time thing, but yeah. I'm just glad there's no slowdown or drop from the from streaming at 30 but have the capture card going at 60. I know. It's almost over. There we go. But yeah, welcome back, Tyler. But yeah, let's see. yeah, let's let the cutscene play. Because we're gonna see how this works in the preview for the cutscene.
You look terrible, dear.
No frame drop so far.
Still wanting to kill my husband, I suppose?
You know I seek revenge.
Looks really good on YouTube on my phone.
Can't say that I blame
So that's just something we could do. I could just use like my tablet for the stream preview and stream manager because it would be like separate from the
I'll drink to that.
from my computer. So that's another thing I could do.
Pandora.
And we just have like one
Wretched
preview
little
going,
thing
and
my
that's
son
just the YouTube
Hephaestus
one.
created? Well, we
I mean, it's
can't
something we
have
could
you
do.
that, my dear. Destroy him.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think to just open up a mobile like version of the stream just to see, because it's not connected to my computer, and it's kind of a controlled, kind of a controlled thing. But yeah, it looks really good on YouTube right now.
Brother, this is not between us, Hercules.
Isn't it? You were
Welcome back,
always
Tyler.
Zeus's favorite.
I do love this
The air on
interaction.
Olympus affects your
No,
thinking.
I will say that.
Zeus.
Oh man.
Think about it, brother. While I was stuck cleaning the Augean stables, he chose you to destroy Ares. Well, not convinced. How about this? While you were being crowned the god of war, I was sent to find an apple. They called them labors. Ha! Perhaps he did allow me to kill the Nemean lion, but he made your name known amongst the people. A fierce warrior, a killer made hero, a man made a god. But this time, brother, this time I will destroy you. Call it my
curious,
13th
actually.
and final labor. Soon I will become the god of war and claim the throne for myself.
Okay.
You aspire to be an Olympian, yet their reign is ending.
We'll see about that.
Round one, fight!
God
All right.
War's throne will be mine.
So far, the stream preview is handling it pretty well. Yeah, I'm starting to question why it had an issue last night. On the stream preview side of it, that is. Like I said, I'm just glad to know that it's working on your guys' end. I just wish I could see what you guys are seeing. Or at least trust what I'm seeing, I should say. So far, so good. There is still some slowdown in the YouTube feed, but not in the on my phone though. On my phone, it's smooth as butter. I'm literally seeing what you guys are seeing on my phone. So, like I said, what I might do is I might swap my Stream Manager stuff over to my tablet, essentially. That may be what I do. At least then I'll be able to see. I'll get a more accurate picture. I think what the issue is, it's playing on my computer that's also streaming it. You know what I mean? I don't know why that is or why that would be happening. Yeah, I'm looking at the stream preview right now for my YouTube. Just naturally, it's not dropping like it was yesterday. So another thing could be that like the settings we had in OBS are actually helping as well, maybe. because we're, instead of using two separate like capture softwares for the Elgato, we have it combined with OBS again. Now that it's not as cluttered, it works a little better. I'm not getting that slowdown I used to get when having it here originally, which is nice. That could also be helping, because we're not getting as much of a slow. There is still some slowdown. It's just not as much. Like, but that's only the stream preview. Not the stream proper, but the stream preview. Let's see. Alright. Alright, I think we've seen everything we need to see from... That was not the right button. From this mode. Now we're going to go back to the save where we left off yesterday. Because like I said, we are just going to start over from yesterday. Like, because, yeah, it was... Oh, man. 956, 73, perfect. Perfect. We are going to go out on the balcony. Oh, I cannot forget to get the ring, but we don't have to worry about the ring right now. We're not saving here. Avert your eyes, Twitch. Avert your eyes. That's right, we got the Hercules thing, too. Or the... Because around this area is where we had a lot of, issues. Because the rain and, yeah. When I say issues, I mean in the stream preview. I really need to specify that. Yep, and the stream on my phone looks good still. Like, again, I should have looked. Like, at what you guys were seeing. I should have pulled it up on my phone. That should have been the first thing I did. Or at least the second or third thing. Let's see, 53. Okay, we gotta end quick. Here soon. There we go. There we go. I was just seeing if there was actually a frame stop on my computer or on my my preview I'm looking at right. Not the stream preview, but the Twitch, OBS's projection. Everything around here. Let's see. Because yesterday when we were just standing still in YouTube, it was giving issue, but it's not doing that today. Which I'm very surprised by, although we dropped like 400 something frames in YouTube preview itself. Okay. There is some slowdown. Not a lot, but some. Alright. That is weird. It's not doing what it did yesterday. I mean, I'm happy it's not. I just don't know what I did to fix it. But I have to imagine that the consolidating of resources in OBS probably was like a big help, especially when we're not using a secondary capture software to capture the game itself. I can imagine that is probably helping quite a bit. And like taking out the browser sources, all that stuff is probably helping a lot. Like, and just resetting it like from the get-go, like probably undid some settings that I probably activated by accident or just forgot I activated. Yeah, looking at the stream previews right now in Twitch and YouTube, it's not bad. It's not like yesterday, where it was like dropping to like 25 frames per second. And even just standing still, like we were standing still in the corner here, on YouTube and Twitch, the frames just tanked to like 25 frames. Like, you know how you can tell like when something goes from 30 frames where it looks nice and smooth for the most part, and then it drops by like a few frames, you can see that slowdown? Because everything under 30 frames slows down like nobody's business. Kratos has to say, boy. Hey, Tara, welcome in. Unfortunately, we are going to be getting off here shortly because the Power World update's about to happen. We were doing a test stream because we were having issues yesterday, as I think you saw some of, or me having a crash out on it. But yeah, essentially what has happened since yesterday is I uninstalled and am currently rebuilding OBS because that thing needed to be rebuilt. The clutter in there was real. With not much of it just chatting. I didn't want it to go into the God of War like section, since we're not really playing God of War. We're using the game that we are playing that's been giving us the issue because of its fast-paced motion. It's able to trigger the issues. If it doesn't trigger them, I fixed it. I think. I don't know. The jury was out when I first started. When I first started stream, it had the issue, and now it's, as we've been playing, it has stopped. And it's weird. Anyway, let me get you a shout out real quick. Let's see. Yeah, we are done playing though, because I have seen everything I need to see, so we are going to switch back to our chatting window. Okay, because I want to save. Yeah, we tested it in the Hercules fight, the save we had for that, and where we were yesterday on there. Yeah, I am happy to report that some things seem to have been fixed, which I'm happy about. So yeah. Also with good music going, let's see. Shut this off. Probably save some system resources there too. What was that? All right. Yes. And I am monitoring the YouTube side on my phone, which I should have done yesterday. That's what I should have done. Is just go, because the things that were failing was just when I was trying to do it on my computer. And I honestly don't know why it fixed itself. I don't know why there wasn't slowdown. For some reason, it did slow down a little bit when we went live on YouTube and Twitch, but then it just stopped as we kept going. And unlike yesterday when it got worse and worse. So yeah, I'm thinking that some of the settings we changed and what we did with like resetting and reinstalling and just building OBS from the ground up again is probably helping, in all honesty. Like a lot. So I am happy for that. I am happy about that. And I'm happy to see that everything was working fine over on YouTube as well, because I have that on my phone because I wanted to see. Like I said, I really wish yesterday I had the foresight through all that crashing out to just pull it up on mobile, and then my worries would have been like sated, I should say. Yeah, but again, Tara, I do apologize. We are going to be ending here shortly. Again, this was just a test stream. I have been on longer than I was expecting to. So I do apologize for people who are just popping in right now. But I do have good news because this was semi-successful today. We are going to do a makeup stream on Saturday. Saturday morning is the goal, and if that falls through, Sunday morning is going to be the goal. But because I do want to do the stream in the morning this weekend, there's no real point in waiting until Sunday because, again, I want to play Power World with my friends in the evening. And streaming in the morning is just the price I pay for all this. Oh, hell yeah. Hope the sewing project went well. What you sewing, if you don't mind me asking? Or what were you sewing, if you don't mind me asking? The heck? Oh, that's what that is. Okay. Red. There we go. My space organizer glass panels are falling apart and ripping, so we are making new cloth panels. Oh, hell yeah, nice. Sorry, I'm just trying to picture what that is. I want to say it's okay. So, space organizer. So is it like you're making something for objects to be placed in? Like, i.e. papers and or things to organize. I'm trying to picture how that would look. Damn it. Trash can. And hell yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, guys, I will be on my goal is to be on by 10 a.m. live by 10 a.m. on Saturday. So it's going to be early. We're going to be super duper early Saturday. Because it's family time. Now, if something happens, like if family time gets moved up, then the stream's going to be Sunday morning. But if family time is at its normal time, I'm going to try for 10, but I do have to get up and get ready and all that stuff. But if I do stream earlier, I can end earlier, which means I can also get ready. I have more time to get ready to go over to my brother's house. But anyway, we will see. Saturday morning's kind of a coin toss. Sunday morning's a little more guaranteed. But for now, just for the makeup stream, Saturday morning before I go to my brother's house. Because like I said, it's going to have to be a morning anyway for that because I want to play Power with my friends. And the next week we will go back to our regularly scheduled cursed time slot of Wednesdays and Fridays. Oh, Lord help me. But yeah. Shoes with plastic braces and panels and clothes and oh, hell yeah, nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, we have been on for an hour and 20 minutes. I have been on longer than I had intended on being. So you know what we're going to do? Is Jedi on right now? Is Jedi still on? Jedi is still on. We're going to raid Jedi. She's currently playing I think it's a Mario ROM hack with Rosalina, it looks like. Yeah, Rosalina. Yeah. I thought that looked like Rosalina. Yeah, we're going to raid on out of here. We're going to pass the savings on to somebody else who is actually doing a stream and not just, shooting the shit and just testing shit and not really doing much of anything. Hey, Adam, and welcome in, dude. I am so sorry. We are about to raid out, my dude. I am so sorry. We have been doing a test stream because we've been having nothing but tech issues. I'm testing the settings from rebuilding OBS, and it has been a semi-success. But welcome in. Let me get you a shout out before we get on out of here, though. Here, I'm gonna get everybody a shout out who stopped by today that popped in the chat. We're gonna get Tyler a shout out again. We're gonna get Tara a shout out again. That is not an exclamation mark. Tyler. Tara. And of course, last but not least, Adamant. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by, even if it is for a millisecond, because of the timing. But it is all good. You guys are awesome. But with that said, though, guys, we're gonna run out here. I'll be back on Saturday, hopefully Saturday morning early, to continue our playthrough of God of War 3, our very, very, very cursed playthrough. And I cannot apologize enough for it being so cursed. But anyway, guys, like I said, it's been a blast. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, even for this test stream. But I must get going. For the World of PAL calls as 1.0 has released. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. You've been awesome. And as always, have a nice night. Stay safe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.